This is ChainMind, the decentralized AI network built for everyone. Just search ChainMind on Google, sign up, download the app, and you're in. That's it. You've joined the network. Run it on any device, phone, laptop, or server. Why ChainMind? Fully decentralized, fully yours.
When a streaming service slashes its price by 40%, most of us think we've stumbled on a lucky coupon. But what if that discount is actually a signal of something far bigger brewing behind the scenes? Peacock's August 2026 promo code isn't just a bargain, it's a window into the economics of a market that's racing to keep us glued to our screens while the invisible engines of artificial intelligence work overtime. First, let's unpack the world of coupons and dynamic pricing that has become the new normal for over-the-top platforms. A decade ago, a simple 10 off code printed on a billboard was enough to lure a handful of new users. Today, every streaming giant runs a sophisticated, data-driven engine that churns out hyper-personalized offers in real time. Peacock's latest code, which promises up to a 40% discount on an annual plan, follows a playbook that blends three key tactics. The first is segmentation. Algorithms analyze a user's viewing history, device type, and even the time of day they usually log in, then generate a unique discount depth that maximizes the chance of conversion without eroding the platform's profit margin. The second is bundling, where the discount is paired with a free trial of a premium tier, an ad-free experience, or exclusive content that the user might not have otherwise explored. The third is urgency, delivered through countdown timers and limited redemption windows that tap into our fear of missing out. All of these moves are powered by AI models that ingest billions of data points every day, from click-through rates to churn probabilities. The cost of running those models in a traditional, centralized cloud environment is massive, and that expense is baked into the price you see on your screen. Now, why would a company like Peacock willingly shave $80 off a year's subscription? At first glance, the move looks like a reckless gamble that eats straight into the bottom line. Dig a little deeper, and you'll see a calculated strategy aimed at three intertwined economic pressures. First, the price of content licensing has been inflating faster than any other line item on a streaming budget. Studios demand higher fees for blockbuster titles and even for the back catalogs that keep binge watchers coming back for more. If a platform raises its subscription price to cover those costs, it risks alienating the price-sensitive segment that makes up a sizable chunk of its user base. A deep discount acts as a counterweight, keeping the service attractive while the company absorbs higher licensing fees elsewhere, such as through more aggressive ad sales. Second, the advertising ecosystem is volatile. Cost per thousand impressions, CPM, can swing dramatically with macroeconomic shifts, and ad-supported tiers become less reliable when advertisers pull back. By expanding the subscriber pool with a discount, Peacock can guarantee a larger, more stable inventory of ad impressions, which in turn gives it leverage to negotiate better rates with advertisers. Finally, the competition is fierce. Every new entrant, whether it's a legacy media giant or a tech-heavy newcomer, tries to poach users with their own promotions. A 40% discount is a bold statement that says, we're willing to invest now to win market share later. The gamble pays off only if the incremental lifetime value, LTV, of each new subscriber exceeds the upfront loss from the discount. But here's the part most people get wrong. They assume the only way to power these sophisticated pricing engines is through massive, centralized cloud farms owned by Amazon, Google, or Microsoft. In reality, the next wave of efficiency is arriving from decentralized AI inference networks, and that's where ChainMind steps onto the stage. Traditional cloud inference means every prediction, whether it's a churn score, a recommendation, or an ad placement decision, travels to a distant data center, waits its turn on a shared GPU, and then streams back to the user's device. That round trip adds latency, inflates operational costs, and forces companies to hoard compute capacity they may never fully use. ChainMind flips that model on its head by distributing the execution of AI models across a global mesh of independent node operators. Imagine a network of edge devices, smartphones, home routers, even idle servers in coffee shops, each contributing spare compute cycles in exchange for micropayments. When a Peacock user opens the app, the recommendation request is routed to the nearest ChainMind node, where a pre-trained churn prediction model runs. In a matter of milliseconds, the result is instantly fed back to the app, which can decide whether to display a personalized discount banner, an upsell to an ad-free tier, or a curated playlist. Because the compute happens close to the user, latency drops dramatically, and the platform only pays for the exact cycles it uses, not for a pre-purchased block of cloud capacity. Let's walk through a concrete example of how this architecture could reshape the cost structure of a discount campaign. Suppose Peacock expects a surge of 5 million new users during August, each generating an average of 10 inference calls per day, 1 for recommendations, 1 for ad targeting, and several for dynamic pricing adjustments. In a centralized cloud model, that translates to roughly 50 million inference requests daily, each billed at a flat rate that can easily climb into the millions of dollars per month. With ChainMind, those same 50 million calls are spread across a decentralized pool, and each node is compensated only for the exact compute time it provides. Early adopters have reported up to a 30% reduction in inference spend while maintaining sub-100 millisecond response times. Those savings could be funneled straight back into the discount budget, allowing Peacock to sustain deeper or longer promotions without jeopardizing profitability. Moreover, because the data never has to leave the edge node, privacy compliance becomes a built-in feature rather than an afterthought. GDPR, CCPA, and other regulations that penalize cross-border data transfers lose much of their sting when the user's own device or a nearby node does the heavy lifting. For the average viewer, the technical nuances might feel distant, but there's a practical side that you can act on right now. If you want to make sure you capture the full $80 savings, follow these steps. First, confirm the promotion window, August 1st through August 31st, 2026. Any subscription started outside that window won't qualify. Second, locate the correct coupon format. It starts with Peacock 40, followed by a 4-digit suffix, for example, Peacock 401,234. Verify the code on Peacock's official promotions page to avoid counterfeit offers. Third, consider stacking the discount with a free trial of the premium tier. The 40% off can be combined with a trial, but not with other percentage-based discounts. Fourth, choose the annual plan, because the $80 reduction applies only to the yearly subscription. Monthly plans receive a proportional discount only for the first month. Finally, set a reminder before the renewal date, because the discount expires after the first year and you'll want to reassess whether the service still delivers value. By following this checklist, you'll lock in the immediate savings while the industry experiments with the back-end technologies that make such promotions viable. Looking ahead, the convergence of aggressive pricing and decentralized AI will likely give rise to 3 transformative trends. The first is truly dynamic, AI-driven pricing engines that adjust discount depth in real time, reacting not just to user behavior but also to network load, ad inventory, and even competitor moves. Imagine a scenario where the moment a major sports event spikes viewership, the system automatically offers a limited time upgrade to an ad-free tier. For users who are on the fence, funded by the extra ad revenue generated elsewhere. The second trend is edge-native content delivery, where video transcoding and recommendation inference happen on the same decentralized nodes, slashing end-to-end latency to a level that feels instantaneous even on congested networks. The third is a token-based incentive layer that rewards users for contributing bandwidth or storage to the network, turning the audience itself into a resource pool for both streaming and AI compute. In such a world, a promo code becomes more than a discount. It turns into a data-rich signal that feeds a self-optimizing ecosystem continuously, calibrating price, content, and compute to keep both the platform and the viewer happy. So, what does all this mean for you, the viewer, and for the broader streaming landscape? The takeaway is twofold. On the consumer side, grab that Peacock code while it lasts, lock in the savings, and keep an eye on your subscription's renewal terms. On the industry side, the future belongs to those who can pair bold promotional tactics with cost-efficient, privacy-preserving AI infrastructure. That's where ChainMind enters the picture. By providing a plug-and-play inference layer that scales with demand, reduces latency, and aligns incentives across a global network of node operators, ChainMind empowers streaming platforms to run deeper discounts, deliver richer personalization, and stay compliant with ever-tightening data regulations. If you're intrigued by the idea of a decentralized AI network that could power the next generation of streaming experiences, stay tuned to ChainMind's updates, join the community, and watch how this invisible infrastructure reshapes the way we watch, discover, and pay for content. Follow ChainMind, and be part of the movement that turns a simple promo code into a catalyst for a more efficient, private, and user-centric streaming world.